Ready to learn why the US Navy dive off an aircraft carrier in the middle of the vast open sea? It's a bold and daring maneuver that requires skill, courage, and quick thinking. But what motivates these sailors to take on this challenge, and what training do they undergo to prepare for it? Welcome to another episode of High Technology. Join the club as we unravel high-end technologies on the planet by subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell so you won't miss any exciting videos in the future. In this video, join us as we explore the reasons behind this exciting and risky aspect of naval aviation. During their long mission, sailors assigned to an aircraft carrier have the opportunity to jump off the massive ship in the midst of the ocean. This is carried out under the careful supervision of snipers and shark guards who are stationed strategically on the deck to keep an eye out for the sharks. These ships' flying decks can be up to 60 feet above the ocean surface. Sharks have occasionally interrupted these swim calls, causing sailors' downtime to be disrupted. So why do sailors jump from aircraft carriers risking their lives? In 2020, a group of American Coast Guards encountered a 6-foot shark while they were having a swim call in the Pacific Ocean. The shark came dangerously close to the group, and an officer who was responsible for keeping watch for sharks was able to spot it when it was only 30 feet away. To protect the 40 sailors in the water, the crew of the Coast Guard cutter Kimball had to shoot at the shark. Thankfully, no one was injured during the incident. Swim calls are scheduled periods of time when sailors in the US Navy are allowed to go swimming or participate in other recreational water activities. They are typically held on ships that are deployed at sea or in port and are a way for sailors to have some leisure time and to get some exercise. Swim calls may be held in designated areas such as a pool or an area marked off for swimming, or they may be held in natural bodies of water such as the ocean or a river. Swim calls can serve a number of purposes. They can provide sailors with a chance to relax and have fun, which can help to boost morale and improve overall well-being. They can also be used as a training opportunity, allowing sailors to practice their swimming skills and learn water safety techniques. In addition, swim calls can be a way for sailors to cool off and refresh themselves on hot days, particularly when they are working in hot and humid environments. American naval sailors have a strong heritage of swim calls because there wasn't a steady supply of water at that time swim calls were invented. Sailors used them as an occasion to take a bath. They are now frequently viewed as a break. Swim calls are used when it's important for the crew members to take a break from their routine task and let off some steam. Before giving the captain the order to alert all of the departments aboard the aircraft carrier, the commanding officer often verifies that the sea is sufficient for sailors to do a warm dive by examining the seawater injection temperature. Not every participant in a swim call has been fortunate enough to experience the ideal temperature. On occasion, the crew of a submarine had to participate in the age-old naval custom in icy waters. Even though sailors must remain near the carrier while getting ready to leap off the side, it is a popular event because they are sure to enjoy swimming in such a large body of seawater. For added fun, sailors may occasionally compete in silly games. In some tournaments, competitors dress up in costumes before jumping into the water, while in others, competitors have to compete to make the longest or most difficult jump. Even for retired veterans who are back living on land full-time, sailors' memories of sailors having such a good time swimming often stand out. During a swim call, sailors can jump off one of the elevators in the hangar bay. They are raised to the equivalent of an Olympic diving platform's regular height of 30 feet using elevators. Sailors must correctly exit the elevator and dive into the ocean, or else they run the risk of fracturing a bone by incorrectly breaching the water's surface. Steel beach parties are another nautical custom in addition to swim calls. The sailors entertain their friends who are swimming in the sea by playing music and grilling barbecues on the flight deck. Usually, departments on a ship support the food event. A typical aircraft carrier can hold between 5,000 and 6,000 sailors at once. To feed these sailors, the crew must prepare an equally enormous number of meals. Because of the sensitive nature of their missions, the sailors must be fed well. They must constantly be powerful, vigilant, and battle-ready. The performance of sailors aboard the ship is greatly influenced by their level of hunger or lack thereof. To ensure that the meals are constantly accessible for sailors, the chefs on an aircraft carrier labor around the clock. On an aircraft carrier, 17,000 to 18,000 meals are produced daily. Other Navy personnel who weren't on swim calls have been attacked by sharks. One of the worst tragedies in American Navy history occurred in 1935. A Japanese submarine fired torpedoes at the USS Indianapolis. 200 crewmen were aboard the enormous vessel as it started to sink. The roughly 900 sailors who were still on board were marooned in the seas for 4 days. While many of these sailors perished from hypothermia and dehydration, some sailors ended up in the mouths or jaws of some very hungry sharks. Surviving sailors were forced to endure the horrifying sights of shark fins around them, the spine-chilling screams of their comrades as they were driven underwater, and the sight of empty, bloody life jackets rising to the surface of the ocean. The precise number of American sailors who were consumed by sharks is unclear as of this writing. There are thought to be anywhere from 20 to 150 sailors. The incident involving the USS Indianapolis is frequently cited as the largest shark attack in history. All hands debate a naval practice that dates back to the British Royal Navy in the 19th century was more of an instruction to sailors to keep oneself clean and maintain good hygiene. Fresh water was a precious resource, and sailors prized or treated themselves to it in order to maintain their hygiene. The sailors would be told to leap off the side of the ship and clean themselves after the captains ordered their ship's anchors to be lowered in the water. The deployment of a US Navy warship is a very risky task, and the vessel itself is a very risky workplace. On board these warships, sailors are required to adhere to a number of fundamental safety precautions in order to prevent injuries. There have been a number of swim calls from different US Navy ships, including aircraft carriers, battle cruisers, amphibious assault ships, and destroyers. The world is nothing but a personal swimming pool to these sailors as they dive into the ocean. Swim calls are typically conducted in warm international waters. On their deployed boats, sailors must adhere to a rigid schedule that includes protocols, training sessions, drills, and many other activities. After a long day's work, this demanding regimen frequently leaves sailors beat and exhausted, and they have to do this for months. The US Navy started a custom that has since grown to be one of the most coveted of all time in order to raise the spirits of its sailors. Regardless of the technology or role of a war vessel, it is not surprising that the US Navy engages in some traditional everyday duties. Indeed, these events provide a much-needed break from the rigors of military life, allowing service members to kick back and have some fun. Whether you're an experienced swimmer or just learning the ropes, these events are a great opportunity to have a good time and make lasting memories with your fellow service members. So next time you have the chance to take part in a swim call or steel beach party, don't hesitate. Grab your swimsuit and dive in. If you enjoyed this content, please don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you can always get to watch more incredible videos like this. This has been High Technology, serving you the best and cutting-edge contents on the highest form of technology available on the planet. See you on the next one.